Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Outlander, Blood of My Blood, Episode 4, A Soldier's Heart. Yes. Alright. This was kind of a boring kind of one. It's mainly setting it up for a little bit differently, and setting us up for pretty much Ellen and Brian to kind of go away and elope. Even though it's kind of different than what was kind of relayed, at least from what I've gotten from my mom, pretty much saying that like she thought it was like under 200 people, like the gathering for like what was kind of going on with the Laird, rather than at Beltane, with everything kind of going on there with Ellen and all that. So we pretty much start off with Claire, Julia. The thing is, she really does fit as Claire to the point of kind of going through and being like, oh my god, it's not a complete one to one, but like their similarities are so kind of nuts. So she pretty much had to do stuff with like the fairy folk. We get her having spilt some milk, but she's like, yeah, you better go fucking do that because Lovett's been gone for a while and he's gonna be coming back. And he gets more shitting scenes. It's I don't mind it as if it's kind of like a joke, but when it starts becoming kind of more reoccurring of a point of like, okay, can I don't mind it, but what are we learning here? He's just taking news while he shits, and he evidently has bowel problems. I'm like, all right, I'm. It just feels like it impedes somewhat as we pretty much get this whole thing of Lovett getting information as he's attempting to pretty much besmirch Ellen's reputation to fuck up the stuff with the Grants and the Mackenzies. Um, we also see that Julia pretty much takes nettles and like rubs them against herself. And of course, she comes in and is like, "Oh God, what the fuck? You got a rash?" It's like, "Yeah, I just need to go to the apothecary. Just let me kind of handle that shit." It's like, "All right, you'll go with them." And Brian's like, "No, no, I'll take her." And pretty much they kind of bond a little bit, kind of talking about like having a like her being pregnant and all that. She of course reveals it to Lovett later on, pretty much playing it off that it's his kid, telling him to be careful. And of course, Brian's mother is like, "Oh, that's really great for you." As she's like, "Okay, you probably should have just like aborted it, but here we go." Uh, this kind of presented some other kind of problems, even as I was discussing with my mom, how uh, it would have been kind of easier for her to just say she was pregnant off the get go. Because then he'd be like, ah, fuck it, I don't want to deal with you and a kid and all that kind of stuff. Either they like force her out or force her to into some kind of situation like this. If she escapes, Lovett will go after her for the kid, probably just because it's his and he can utilize it as his Game of Thrones kind of shittiness. Uh, so I kind of jumped over a lot of stuff there, but we see Julia and Brian having a kind of cool thing as they're pretty much kind of like sussing each other out. As we see that he takes her to Leon to pretty much go to Ellen and bring her so that way they can figure out what's kind of going on. Ellen, of course, is railing against Colum and Dougal. Pretty much tried to like wedge them against each other again, but it's it's not really executed pretty well. They're like so tight together, but Ellen really like brings out some important kind of bits, columns of like, you have to go to the grants, uh, because we ain't got shit for money. It's like, all right, and there's no kind of other better way. Never mind the fact that it's really kind of weird how the grants don't seem like they really have that like are in a hard position, because I felt that they were more in a harder position, that they weren't on that kind of like aristocracy kind of level. We get more of an look into that with Henry in this episode. We also get flashbacks. I do like the showcasing of his PTSD from World War One. It's not done stupidly or done as a joke. I just wish that it factored more into the story, if that makes sense. Like it I like how they represented how he's like going back seeing like this kid that he's with wanting to smoke and everything because everything's falling around and like they're trying to hide from like soldiers and all that. And then he's waking up in the middle of the night. He's like, turn off the light, they're gonna kill us, they're gonna kill us. Henry, Henry's actor does an amazing job of selling what the hell is going on with that, and it's a hard thing to do. It kind of comes back in because Bug, the asshole, who's pretty much got to bug up his own ass, is like, I don't know what his end game is. I don't know if he wants to be the Bladier or whatnot, or he just likes being a fucking prick or whatnot. But that's pretty much just what he's kind of doing, as he's kind of fucking with Henry, and Henry is still looking into finding Julia. He gets taken to the prostitution house, but however, it is not who he's looking for. But of course, the madam probably wants to continue having his patronage of trying to look. But he comes to a nice understanding with the prostitute. He's like, listen, I don't have a problem, but I don't want. I'm looking for my wife, and finding her here would kind of freak me the fuck out. And so, I get it, I get it, I get it. And then he does get her time again later on after things, so he can just kind of like sleep, and because of all the kind of crazy shit, like he went through horrendous fucking shit in World War I, and then going through this kind of shit, going back to like 1700s, losing his wife, who's pregnant, and everything is like, yeah, he's got a lot of fucking shit. Like, I don't know how he gets through this, man. Like, there's a lot of fucking shit he's got to deal with. So, um, Lord. So his whole thing is that, fucking Grant is like, listen, I need you to go, get all the tenants' rent, and we need another shilling. And him trying to deal with this was interesting. It just felt more as like a padded runtime, though. Like, it mainly shows that he is a shit ass Laird. We also get flashbacks to Julia and Henry talking about this whole lottery system, and then that pretty much gives them the idea of doing this lottery system for them, the tenants and everything, because some of them can't pay. So he pretty much comes with like, you draw these things, and if it's done in the lottery, one person's going to be able to live rent free for the next year, and it doubles the Laird's money. He's like, you went against my wishes, and it doubled the money beyond what he was going to get by increasing the rents. And he's like, they're on my land, fuck them. It's like, huh, revolts and guillotines, motherfucker. They'll fucking ride the cows and fucking crack your ass out. I mean, you don't do shit. You don't really provide them protection, because if shit goes wrong, they usually have to protect themselves. I mean, do you have your people out there at all hours? Like, and of course, Henry's about ready to crack this motherfucker because, I mean, he's a soldier. I mean, beyond any kind of thing, one of the kind of shitty things that happens is that we pretty much turn people into living weapons where you beat into them the instinct that if you see a threat, you fucking end that threat there. Seeing Henry fight the urge to just knock that Grant asshole on his ass is powerful. It's like, I don't advocate violence, but when you see a fucking asshole coming at your ass, you stop him. Like, even on a pacifist kind of route, if you just stop them. Nazis don't fucking stop, man. I know that's World War II, but there are motherfuckers that do not respect your right to exist. And I don't think it's wrong to just be like, fuck you, buddy. You don't become that motherfucker, but you're like, fuck you, buddy. And that's that Laird to a T. So we pretty much also, that's pretty much where his kind of stuff goes in. It's mainly not really factoring too much, just like how he's kind of dealing with the situation and trying to figure out what to do with Julia. What we get set up for now is we get the whole kind of fairy folk kind of tying in with what's going on with Brian and Julia. Julia's sent in, pretty much has a nice kind of conversation with Fitzgibbons, and then is able to relay the message and get Ellen out of there. Also learning along the fact about Beltane, fairy folk losing 100 years and everything, getting to Craig Dune again. So it's like, okay. But then we're thinking, all right, what's going to be going on? Because it seems that we're going to have Grant, so of course his Bladier is going to be there. So we're going to have Henry, Julia, Brian, and Ellen at this place. What's going to happen with them? It seems to be like this is the middle ground, because of course this is going to be episode 5. This stuff seems to be happening. But we see that we get the information relayed to Brian that of course, this is going to be happening. We had also seen that Brian and Julia kind of pretty much became friends and are going to help each other. He's like, listen, I'm going to help you get your ass out and everything and all that kind of shit. So it's kind of cool. It's really kind of interesting because you could almost see the kind of parallels of like Jamie and Claire there, even though these are like the parents. So you're like, okay, you're not completely shipping them, but you can see how they would be able to have a decent relationship where it wouldn't be completely antagonistical. So Claire and Jamie getting together made kind of sense as well because of how they eventually kind of came to their kind of middle ground and figured each other out. See that Colin being an asshole, Dougal being an asshole. It just Dougal coming to be like, fuck it. And it was like, all right, get back in, Helen, you fucking asshole. It's like, oh, fuck you too, buddy. Because he was the one that kind of cut this stuff short. And then of course we get to the end with Julia revealing about her pregnancy. The Lord love it. It didn't feel like a lot really happened here. It was mainly just kind of set up a little bit of background stuff, the lottery tenant system thing with Henry, um, him still being in the effect of trying to find Julia and being um, unable to find her, and just setting up finally getting Ellen and Brian together. It's like, I don't need it to happen in the first fucking episode, but it just feels like they're trying to pad shit out with this more than like organically have things. We'll kind of see. I don't know. This felt more kind of boring to me, even though it's like we're going bell time. It's like, all right. So we'll see how this kind of goes. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.